Every April in the NFL draft is an opportunity for advancement and improvement when the latest crop of college football's finest ascend to the head of the class, bringing hope, inspiration, and possibilities to all 32 teams. And since 2015, the NFL has rotated their annual talent selection process outside of the Big Apple so that more of their frenzied fans can get a more authentic and personable experience in this football frenzy. And come 2024, the picks will be in live from the Motor City, right in the heart of Detroit, bringing an estimated $200 million to the region for the 3-day spectacular. Claude Molinari is the president and CEO of the Detroit Metro Convention and Visitors Bureau. It's Molinari's job to oversee the overall strategic direction and operations of the Bureau to enable the entity to bring meetings, conventions, leisure activities, and new business and visitors to the metropolitan Detroit area. Molinari joined me this week to have an in-depth discussion about the overall impact that the draft coming to the Motor City will have on the economic vitality of the region and just what it means for the social consciousness of the Motor City. I'm Kevin McShann. Let's have this conversation. I'll take a moment to welcome you to the program, and I'm super excited to talk to you about the city of Detroit and the region landing the 2024 NFL Draft. Great to see you this morning, and thank you so very much for being here.
Kevin, thank you for having me on your show. I'm so excited to talk to you.
Absolutely. Now, Claude, tell me, how excited are you as a staff and as a bureau that the city of Detroit, the Lions, and the region landed the NFL Draft, buddy?
Oh, it's sensational. And the thing that's really spectacular about it is that it's going to hit the whole region. All of Southeast Michigan is going to benefit from this incredible event. We're anticipating somewhere in the neighborhood of 500,000 to 750,000 attendees coming to this event. Many of them will be from outside of the state. They'll be all over the country. They'll fill up every hotel room in Southeast Michigan, maybe even Canada. And we're expecting a huge crowd to descend on the city. It's going to be sensational.
Absolutely. And I know that a lot of work went into landing this event. Claude, so tell me about all the hard work that went into securing this event.
Well, I'll tell you, Dave Beechnow and Marty Dobick from my team did an incredible job of working hand in hand with the NFL, trying to convince them that Detroit would be a great city. And then, of course, our partners, certainly the mayor's office, the governor's office, the people at Bedrock. Dan Gilbert was a huge help in putting this together. So there's a lot of people to thank on this mission, and we had so many people that banded together, and our corporate community stepped up and said, we'll support this. So there's just it's when you can bring everybody together like this, and then you actually win the bid as well. It's just the best feeling.
Yeah, and Claude, when the commissioner was here, he said that more than $200 million has the potential to be pumped into the region. So talk to me about the economic impact this event will have as well.
Well, from the airports to the rail system to the Ubers to the hotels to the restaurants to the shopping to everything in the area is going to be affected. When you get this many people coming in, it's similar to a Super Bowl as far as the economic impact. It's enormous, and I think that when you talk about the economic impact, you're also talking about jobs and putting people to work. And there's going to be a lot of skilled trades as well as restaurant workers and different types of employees that are just going to see a great benefit from hosting this event.
And Claude, with that said, with the Lions improving the talent base on the field, how much of an assist is that? And for the work that you do, that the team seems to be getting better on the field and attracting more interest as well.
Well, certainly, and the NFL is an amazing product. It's every year, like the top 50 TV shows, like 48 of them are National Football League games. So it's incredible what the power that the National Football League has, and certainly the Lions being a more competitive team will help that. And frankly, we see when we have a Lions home game that all the hotels in the area see a spike on the Saturday and Sunday night. They make, so many fans travel to watch their teams, so like if the Bears are in town, we get a lot of Chicago people. If the Cowboys are in town, we get a lot of people from Dallas. If the Giants or the Jets in town, we get a lot of people from New York and New Jersey. So they're a huge economic boost to the region. And when they're winning, they're even more of a boost.
Absolutely. And how do you think the team being on Hard Knocks this year can help sort of showcase what the unique features that Detroit has to offer as well?
I think that's going to make a big difference. I think that you when you expose the personalities of the players and the coach, I think Dan Campbell is a riveting figure and somebody that is going to capture the imagination of a lot of people. And I think that this behind-the-scenes scoop is going to build that fan base. Not similar to like what happened with Formula One racing, where once they put on that Netflix show, all of a sudden it spiked demand for that content in our country. And I think that showcasing the Lions on Hard Knocks will only increase the reach of that brand.
And Todd, tell me, when we look at showcasing the unique features of Detroit, what are you most excited about for the national audience to see what the city has to offer, buddy?
Well, I think, first of all, we're a transforming city. We've got 12 cranes in the air right now building some of the largest and tallest buildings in the state, including the second tallest building right up the street. I can see the cranes from my office at the Hudson site, where there's going to be an incredible building. Corktown and Greektown, and there's just work going on everywhere. I'm also excited for people to see our world-class Riverwalk. USA Today readers have voted our Riverwalk the #1 Riverwalk in the country for the last 2 years. And the best part about it is we're doing $50 million in additional upgrades. So we're already #1, and we're going to be $50 million better in the very near future.
Yeah, absolutely. And as I shared with you, Claude, I live in Windsor, and as you know, the Lions have international appeal with so many fans in Windsor and Canada. So tell me, how much of a competitive advantage is it that you'll be able to tap into the fandom on this side of the river as well once the draft comes in a couple of years?
No doubt. And we see a great amount of Canadian folks coming across the border for not only the Lions, but also for the Red Wings, as well as the Tigers and the Pistons. So, our Canadian friends are so welcome. We really suffered, as did, I'm sure, the Canadian side, not having that cross-border ability for people to come back and forth and build that commerce. We get a lot of Canadian fans to come across, and we love it when they come and shop. So we're always excited when Canadians come across the border. Again, not just for Lions, but we also have fans come over for the Tigers, the Red Wings, and the Pistons. And when we were unable to receive our Canadian guests during the pandemic, that had a major impact, on our retail establishments. So we're excited to get the borders reopened and showcase Detroit to all of Canada, and we welcome our Canadian visitors, Kevin, and you're one of them, and we'd love to have you visit us.
Yeah, Claude, I was just across the border a couple of weekends ago to take in a Tigers game, and I have to tell you, part of my family, my dad's side is American, so I'm super excited that the border is reopened. You must feel the same way too, huh?
Oh yes, and I've got relatives who live in Canada as well as in Buffalo, New York, and so I love to be able to just cut across Canada real quick, visit my relatives, and so it was disappointing for that long time when I couldn't make that journey across Canada.
Yeah, absolutely. Now, Claude, how do you think the Bureau can use this event and news to attract more high-profile sporting events to the region? Because, the region hasn't hosted a Super Bowl since 2006, and I think the last major sporting event we held here was 2009 with the Final Four. So how can we use this as momentum going forward?
Well, I think it's similar to like in college football where the winningest teams get the best players, which means that they get more winning teams and it just keeps going that way. And I think the fact that the National Football League, everybody wants to host the NFL draft, and the fact that the National Football League chose Detroit, I think that gives us a real legitimizer effect, that people start thinking that, hey, if they're good enough for the National Football League, maybe they're good enough for us as well. And we've seen a big uptick prior to the NFL Draft Award and since in excitement and anticipation of coming to Detroit. And we're seeing a lot of shows really start to look to come here. And we're finalists for some other big events. And I'm hopeful that in the next several months, we're going to be announcing some other big wins for Southeast Michigan.
Yeah, just another opportunity to get you back on the podcast, Claude. Absolutely, buddy.
There you go.
And tell me, Claude, I know that you recently came into the position of president of the Visitors Bureau. So tell me, I wonder if I can ask you about your overall vision for how you want to help move the economic and recreational future of the region forward.
Well, I think that we have to really focus on leisure travel besides just our meetings and conventions business. I think that, we were carried a lot by business travel for a long time, that, our meetings and conventions and then our business travel augmented that. The fact that we have so many major companies headquartered in Detroit was a huge bonus for us. Business travel is still struggling, so our mission is to really push that leisure travel market. Detroit is the #1 tourist destination in the state of Michigan, and we want to continue to drive that brand forward. And Southeast Michigan has incredible attractions, and so leisure travel is going to be really important to us. We're also working on Europe, as far as especially the UK and Germany are huge fans of Detroit, and we're going to really work hard working with Brand USA and our German tour operators to drive more business from Europe to Southeast Michigan. And with one of the biggest airports in the country and Delta's second largest worldwide hub, we think we're in a strong position to capture some of that market. And so I think it's really important for us that leisure travel becomes a real strong focus, and we're going to do that.
Yeah, absolutely. And Claude, tell me if people want to get connected with the Visitors Bureau or the Detroit Sports Commission. What's the best way they can do that, buddy?
But the best way is to go to visitdetroit.com. VisitDetroit.com is the #1 spot to find out anything that's going on in Southeast Michigan. There's links to the Sports Commission, and if you want to figure out what's cool for you in Detroit and find out what your vibe might be, our interactive website will provide you. You say like, hey, this is what I'm interested in, and we'll shoot you back on the website interactively in real time. Well, here's a bunch of things that might interest you specifically, as well as some other things on the periphery that might be interesting to you. So we've got a lot to offer there. And again, I encourage everybody to go to our website and then take it from there to have incredible adventures in Southeast Michigan and the Motor City.
Well, Claude, as an adopted Detroiter and with some Detroit roots in my family, buddy, I have to tell you, I was most looking forward to having you on the show today to talk about the Lions landing the 2024 NFL Draft and the exciting future that the Bureau has planned for the future economic security and growth of the region, buddy. I want to thank you for the work that you're doing to advance Detroit forward and for joining me this morning. It's most appreciated.
Kevin, it was such a pleasure to talk to you, and I love your enthusiasm for our region is really important to me, and I appreciate that so much.